What's up? Last week, baby. Say welcome back to the vlog. We are admitting, y'all know the vibes. Yeah. Oh. This is the last week I will ever have to do medicine.
This menu is really hard to understand. Is this like Italian or something?
Welcome back, vlog. It's week 4 out of 4 of my internal medicine rotation. The finish line's in sight. Let's get it. Fit check of the day. Good morning, Chewy. Good morning, Chip. Say welcome back to the vlog. Happy Monday, guys. It's day 1 out of 6 of my last week of internal medicine. So stoked, guys. This is the last week I will ever have to do medicine for the rest of my training, besides I guess ICU, but that doesn't count. This is the last hospital wards, and I'm so stoked. Don't get me wrong. I love everything I've been able to learn, the range of pathologies I've been able to help take care of. But I signed up to do anesthesiology, baby. I'm so excited to just move on and finally start focusing on what I went to residency for. We still gotta make it through this week, so let's get after it. So I'm pretty sure we are admitting this afternoon, which kind of sucks because I'm kind of tired today, but I think we only have 2 daytime admission shifts this week, so not nearly as bad as last week. What's up? Last week, baby.
Last week.
You admit today?
I don't think so. We made it overnight though.
So you got some new ones this morning?
Yeah, I might have 6 or 7.
Shoot. We admit this afternoon, unfortunately. All right, I just got done seeing all my patients. Not gonna lie, today is kind of dragging. I am having a really, really hard time getting myself going. I feel like only having 1 day off definitely did not make me feel well rested, and I spent that whole day, doing exercise, making some videos. I just don't feel rested. That's just the life we chose. Getting a lot of free content out of me. All right, guys, we are admitting. Y'all know the vibes. I'm headed to the ER right now to go see an admit. Looks like someone coming in for an asthma exacerbation, which the ER sees a lot. A lot of the time you can get it under control in the emergency room, but when you can't, the patient needs to get admitted to the hospital so we can continue the management, try to get the asthma under control. Unfortunately, asthma is something a lot of people deal with, and it can get exacerbated by a bunch of things. Whatever it is, it's something that needs to be taken care of so the patients can get feeling better. All right, guys, I am done for the day. Honestly, not a bad admission shift. We've definitely had worse, and I got out on time. It's only 7:30, which is absolutely incredible and the best you can ask for on an admit day. My mom texted me saying she's got tilapia and pasta waiting at home, which is incredible. I'm very fortunate to have family support on this journey, and I encourage you guys to take any support that you can get if you are fortunate to have families that are willing to support you, whether it's in medical school or in residency, because it's definitely nice to know that I'm going to go home to a nice cooked dinner. So I'm definitely going to miss that when I move to San Diego and am completely on my own. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Happy Tuesday, guys. It's day 2 out of 6. I only have 5 more days to go until I'm done with medicine. Normally I get pretty sentimental at the end of a rotation, but this one it's harder to be sentimental about. I will not miss doing progress notes and H&Ps and all that stuff. I miss my co-residents. That is a given, of course, but the day-to-day mundane tasks of medicine I will definitely not miss. Today should be a good day. We are not admitting, and so we can basically focus on taking care of our current list of patients. I told you guys yesterday that I admitted a patient for an asthma exacerbation, so we've had them on scheduled duo nebs. oral steroids. You might be wondering why not IV steroids. Well, oral and IV steroids actually have the same bioavailability. So if your doctor is giving you oral steroids in the ED or in the hospital rather than IV, just keep that in mind. So hopefully I can get that patient discharged today if they're feeling better. All right, let's have a good day. Woohoo! Kind of defeat the purpose. All right, guys, I am done for the day. It was overall pretty quiet, except for towards the end where my team had to respond to an emergency patient situation. And out of respect for the patient, the family, everyone involved, I'm not going to share any more details. But what I will say is that I felt very confident walking into the situation, assessing what was going on, and even being able to secure the airway and intubating the patient, which was a very good feeling, because I think at the beginning of this year, I would have walked into something like this and just stood in a corner and waited to be told what I should or shouldn't do, or I could or couldn't do. But instead, I was able to just walk in and get to work and do what we had to do to take care of the patient. And that was a really good feeling. But as always, I want to remind you guys that what is fun and exciting for us healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, everyone, is not fun and exciting for the patients, the people that we're taking care of, or their families, of course, right? So we always have to keep that in mind. Anyway, that's enough excitement for the day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, just a quick break from the vlog to tell you about this week's sponsor, Magna. Magna is a magnesium-based hydration drink, and I've been really enjoying it, especially after a long day at work or after a workout. Magnesium is very important in our daily supplementation. It plays a role in over 600 biochemical reactions, everything from ATP production to neuromuscular function. And based on current studies, up to 75% of people are actually magnesium deficient. There's also data that suggests that magnesium supplementation improves sleep, decreases muscle cramping, and it also helps with post-exercise recovery. Magna uses 3 forms of magnesium: malate for energy, glycinate for recovery, and L-threonate, which crosses the blood-brain barrier and helps with cognitive function. There are 211 milligrams of magnesium per serving, which is 3 times more than a lot of the other different electrolyte brands. It's got B6 and B12, and it's not overloaded with a bunch of sodium and potassium like some of the other electrolyte brands are. So it's been about 4 weeks since I started supplementing with Magna, and I am absolutely loving it. First off, the flavors are absolutely fire. Every single one tastes like a delicious, hydrating, refreshing drink, and all my co-residents have been loving the different flavors as well. But I think the change that I've noticed the most is that it doesn't take me nearly as long to fall asleep, and when I wake up in the morning, I feel a lot more refreshed than I used to. And I'm pretty sure it's the magnesium supplementation, since I definitely was not getting enough magnesium in my diet before I started taking Magna. Absolutely loving it. So if you're looking to supplement your recovery, I highly recommend you check out Magna. They've got a bunch of good flavors like the mint lemonade and the blood orange, but they've got other ones that you guys can try. You can check them out by going to drinkmagna.com and using my coupon code Sean for 15% off your first order, or you can go to the link in my description, or you can even scan the QR code here on the screen. Thank you so much again to Magna for sponsoring this week's vlog. Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. It's day 3 out of 6 of my last week. Today should be pretty okay. We are not admitting during the day, and so we can kind of just manage our current list of patients. And then tonight, the night team will be admitting to us in the morning. So today's kind of our last day to work on our current list of patients and not have to worry about getting new ones from the ER before we get filled up tomorrow. Let's have a good day.
Wait, I can get it again.
Oh, well, now I feel really bad about myself.
Yes!
Nice.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god, it's
Don't move your wrist so much.
You're a wizard.
Jeez. Are you tapping it on the base?
Yeah.
Oh my
Are there
god.
like magnets in yours or something?
What the? Yeah, exactly.
Woohoo! All right, guys, I am done for the day. Overall, very chill day. We just got to focus on managing our floor patients, We, like I said, did not admit today, so very, very nice day on medicine. I know from the vlog, it literally just looks like we get Starbucks and play kendama all day, but I just want to remind you guys of a couple things. Like, one, it's very hard to vlog in, you know, the workplace. You have to be very mindful on like who's in the frame when you're trying to vlog. You know, is there anything like pulled up on screens that is like, you know, obviously like protected information. It's not easy, and I choose very, very, very careful times to vlog, and sometimes it's just not possible depending on the workflow of the day. But I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea that like all we do again is get Starbucks, play kendama. Like, we're pretty busy throughout the day. Some of you might not have been here the last time I was on medicine, so just as a little reminder, the overall flow of the day kind of starts where you get here around 7 a.m. to meet the night team for a sign out, so they can tell you about any events that happened with the patients overnight. You then spend some time chart reviewing, going through the morning labs, any other diagnostic tests that you ordered that are done in the morning. You then go around on your patients, see how they're doing, assess for any changes, improvements, if they're having new symptoms, and then you go back and add in any other orders you need, work on notes. Then later on in the morning, we meet with our attending and we run through the entire list. We present them to the attending as well as anything that's new, and give our attending our assessment and plan, any changes we want to make, anything related to the disposition, if they're going to get discharged or have to go anywhere after the hospital. Rounds are also a time that we do a lot of teaching, because that's the whole point of residency. So depending on the different pathologies that our patients have, we'll discuss various topics and treatments. After rounds, we'll work on our notes, put in any orders from things that we discussed during rounds, and then after all that's done, it's usually a good time to go grab some food, you know, take care of ourselves a little bit, and then the rest of the day is spent following up on things that are going on with our patients, checking in with them, seeing if they're improving, remaining available in case any of the floor staff needs anything. And then at 7 p.m. we sign back out to the night team. So again, we're doing a lot, right? Like, I'm here for at least 12 hours a day, but I don't think any amount of vlogging that I can get away with would do it justice, if that makes sense. Anyway, I just want to clarify that for anyone who's new to the channel. Oh, and I forgot to mention, another Wednesday video went up this morning, so make sure to check that out if you have not already. It's a really fun video that Eddie and I made to kind of introduce him, you know, that way you guys can get to know the person I'll be living in San Diego with. Anyway, speaking of friends, I'm gonna go home and change, and then I'm gonna meet a bunch of my friends for dinner, because one of our oldest friends is actually in town. I used to live with him throughout college. We actually lived together for 6 years, and he's been in town visiting, and tomorrow he is leaving town. So yeah, we're basically just getting dinner so that we can catch up a little bit more before he has to go back home. And yeah, let's head over to dinner. Time for dinner.
Time for dinner. Should I be doing something? Well, you're outside and you weren't. This menu is really hard to understand. Is this like Italian or something? It starts off the first quarter mile. That's good.
Morning guys, happy Thursday. Last night was a lot of fun. I got to see a bunch of my childhood friends, and it was a huge reminder of what I'm going to be leaving behind when I move to San Diego. It's very bittersweet. I'm very fortunate to have so many great childhood friends that have been at my side this entire time. Anyway, enough of the sappiness. Today is Thursday, so we've got didactics in the afternoon, but before that, we have a pretty busy morning because the night team admitted, so we are going to be getting sign out on all of the new patients that they got overnight, so hopefully they didn't get too slammed. Let's have a good day.
So is the next step for him just to wait for the biopsy?
All right, kind of a long day, but we're done with didactics, done with all my notes. I am now going and seeing all my patients again, giving them some updates on some of the testing we did through the day. One of the big things about being a resident is you actually have time to see your patients multiple times a day compared to some attendings that have a lot more patients and they don't have the time. So it's always good to check in on them before you leave the hospital. All right, it is the end of the day. All my patients are tucked in, and it's like 6:15. I've got like 40 20-ish minutes before I have to meet the night team for sign-out. So gonna hit a quick little run skis on the treadmill, maybe lift weights if I can finish a 3-mile run and still have some time left over. And that's kind of it. Really nice to get a little workout in, and I've got the scrubs right there in case something happens and I have to run to a patient room. Let's get it. All right, let's. Friday, we admit this afternoon, so it might be a busy day, but even if it is, I feel like just knowing that today and tomorrow are my last days will help me get through it. Let's have a good day.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Some sort of order.
Yeah.
It ties into like that one.
All right, we are on the admission shift. We've already gotten a bunch of admits, so try not to get too far behind. All right, guys, I am done with my shift, and that means I am officially done with my last ever admitting shift on medicine, which is such a good feeling. Today was actually just generally a really good day. We didn't get super slammed with admits, but we did have an interesting breadth of cases, from some neurology stroke workups to some sepsis to some ICU upgrades. Very interesting pathologies. Very good last day on medicine. And in general, I'm honestly pretty stoked right now. Like, I'm done admitting as a hospitalist, which is such a good feeling. I can't believe we're done. And we got out on time today. So I think that means that I've gone out on time every single admitting shift this block, which I don't know if you guys remember my other vlogs that I was on medicine, but typically if we were admitting in the afternoon, then I was getting out late those days because you're just catching up on notes, orders, tasks, just whatever. Like, you're here till like 9-10 o'clock at night typically. But that has not happened to me a single time this month. My team has gone out on time every single night, which I think we might be the only team that's pulled that off for an entire month. I don't know. Normally, again, afternoon admit teams usually have to stay pretty late. And yeah, it's a good feeling. And I think it just speaks to the growth that we've had since beginning intern year, because again, beginning of intern year, we would have been here for hours placing orders depending on how many patients we admitted that day. But we're pretty fast and efficient and able to take care of business, and it's such a good feeling. I don't know, like, there's not a lot of times you get to appreciate your own growth, and this is definitely one of those things, because again, normally I would be here late. So it's awesome. It's a really good feeling. Anyway, it's getting kind of late and I want to go home and eat and play some video games with the boys. So I'm going to go do that. But tomorrow we will talk a little bit more and finish off this vlog. See you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, so it is Saturday, which means it is officially my last day on medicine as a resident ever. This is basically like the end of my intern year, sort of, but I can't believe I'm done with medicine. Medicine is like literally the most difficult, kind of longest, like tiring block of intern year. And if you guys are interns, you guys know what I'm talking about. And if you are a medicine resident, then props to you. Seriously, I don't know how you do this for all of residency training. Like, it's so difficult. There's so much to manage, so much to juggle, so many different pathologies you're expected to know how to treat, so many discussions with various people in the hospital, consultants, other, hospital workers like case managers, physical therapists, nursing staff, RTs, techs. Literally everyone is basically kind of being quarterbacked by the hospitalist and medicine team. And I think it's incredible. I think it's so amazing that we have people that dedicate their lives to this type of work, because this really is true medicine. You are treating everything, and if you cannot yourself treat it, you are getting the right people on to treat it. And I have a huge respect for it. I've always had a huge respect for the field, but obviously I did not go into it because I really like procedures and I like anesthesiology. So I am very excited to go on to that, but again, huge respect for this field. I really dreaded it when I started my intern year, and I definitely dreaded it coming into this last block because I knew the hours were going to be long. I knew the work was going to be hard. I knew I was going to be sitting at a computer a lot. I knew I was going to be running around the hospital back and forth. There's going to be a lot, and it was. But at the same time, the time definitely flew by, and I'm kind of just in disbelief that this is my last day on medicine. In fact, it's actually my last day at this hospital. Starting next week, I go to a clinic-based rotation, and that's it. I do a couple weeks there, and I'm gonna move to San Diego. So this isn't just the end of medicine, it's the end really of me being at this hospital, which is nuts. This is where I've spent the entire past year, my first year of residency training, and I owe a lot to it because I feel so much more confident now than I did coming into residency, and that's an amazing thing, and that's really all you can ask for from your residency program. So I'm feeling very lucky right now. Another thing that's bittersweet is that I've said goodbye to a lot of the people that I've gotten to know here at this hospital, which is really sad and really sucks. You know, you spend a whole year of training somewhere and you get to know all the other workers, the nurses, the techs, the physical therapists, literally everyone, because you see them all the time while you're working together on patient care. And it's really sad. You get to know them personally, not just because you're taking care of the patients together. You really start to become friends. And it is very sad to have to be moving to a whole new place where I'm gonna have to meet all new people in the new hospitals I'll be working at. And I'm definitely gonna remember all these folks, and they've just been great. I feel like every single person I've gotten to work with and, you know, help manage patients with has just been absolutely incredible. So it's very sad every single time I see one of them and they're like, oh, like, when are you moving to San Diego? When's your last day? And I'm like, it's this week. Or this morning, a bunch of them I told it's today. Basically, I won't be coming back to the hospital. So yeah, very sad, but also very, very fortunate to have been able to build such good relationships, and that is just something that happens over time. And any of you guys that work in the healthcare field know what I'm talking about. You start to form these bonds with these people that you get to work with because truly only they can understand the stress of this field, and so it's just a totally different type of relationship with them. But I am excited to continue to meet some new folks in San Diego. I know everyone there is gonna be incredible, and they're all gonna be able to teach me so much about patient care and just being a good physician. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for joining me in another week in residency, and I will see you guys next time.